Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVC News at 1. We begin in the nation's capital, where the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, says President Bola Tinubu's foreign investment drive has accumulated $50.8 billion in proposed investments. This investment is expected to generate a return of $50 to $80 billion by 2030, contributing to 30% of the nation's GDP. She said this at a ministerial press briefing in Abuja. Mariam Mohammed has details.
This ministerial press briefing, the Minister of Industry, Investment and Trade, Jumoke Oduwole, explains what the ministry has done so far since she came into office.
Deepening trade relations with 5 key countries, we position Nigeria as an FCFTA digital trade champion and commence the review of our trade policy. Now, this is kind of a timeline of the major interventions. So from November, the FCFTA Council of Ministers met, and immediately Nigeria registered its interest in digital trade championship at that time. We also had on the 26th of November a ministerial consultation with exporters. So exporters have a clear problem because this is the priority push of the administration.
She disclosed that Afrexim Bank set up a system to ensure trade in local currencies across Africa to support MSMEs.
Afrexim Bank actually set up a payment system that makes sure that traders can trade in their local currency. So I can pay for something in South Africa with Naira. I can pay for something in Nairobi with Naira. Someone can pay for something with the Rand in Lagos. And what this does is that it stops the need for Africans to pay correspondence banking fees, which was taking a lot of money out of the continent to London, to New York. And I believe that that's the spirit in which the question is being asked about cryptocurrency. So just to say that these are enablers.
She also talked about the $50 billion investment and trade.
Well, we track the investment flows as they come in from the CBN per quarter. We also track what the Bureau of Statistics releases. Our role as Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is to handhold those businesses, to remove the regulatory and bureaucratic bottlenecks, to share information, the transparency and the efficiency of public service delivery, to support them in whatever incentives are possible for them, and to bring that money home.
The minister reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to accelerate economic diversification through strategic partnership and policy-driven initiatives. Mariam Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
Former Chief Technical Advisor to Imo State Governor on new Imo project and Public Affairs Analyst Jerry Chukwueke joins me for more on this development. Good to have you join us.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. You know, we have both spoken as to why we addressed it like this.
Indeed. Indeed, yes.
All right, so let's get to this very interesting development. $50 billion in foreign direct investment, all coming from the president's trip. I remember when the president was making those trips, there were some sort of criticism as to why some people felt, look, these are just trips that might not amount to anything, but $50 billion seems like a lot. What's your reaction?
Absolutely. I mean, this is really exciting in terms of the import of the development. But you know, it's so amazing, and I think Nigerians are talking about it in a positive way, the energy level of Mr. President. What a surprise. And those who had any doubt in their minds that the man was strong and able to move around and do what he needs to do for Nigeria are now thinking twice. So it's a great development. But here's the point. I think what he's done is open the doors and windows for the real work on the ground to be done. Because now we have to dimension the situation. Who are these foreign investors? What specific areas are they looking to put money? What is our state of readiness over time? What about the infrastructure required? What about the workforce? What about the feedstock? How are we creating the enabling environment? Ease of doing business. We have to get ready. The thing you don't want is when investors are ready to play and you are not ready. So we have a great opportunity now, particularly between now and 2030, as I understand the program. I'll give you an example. The minister was talking about the Brazilian company that is committing to $2.5 billion in investment. Look, so they're a meat company. Brazil is famous for that. That's a great thing. But that means we need ranches, we need the agricultural value chain, preparedness and readiness. I know the livestock department of government is working on it, but there are loads of preparatory things. And this is a time to get to work.
And I will get to that, we'll expand more on that shortly. But I also wanted to ask you, because for the first time, we see a president that is taking an economic approach to his foreign policy. For a lot of other presidents, it was more of the foreign policy itself. Where does Nigeria fit in the rest of the world? But he does economic foreign policy. How would you rate that compared to what other presidents have done?
Absolutely, and that's a great point. That's one of the important advantages of a private sector leader. When you have private sector training, the whole business of diplomacy becomes commercial diplomacy. You're looking to bring value to your country. You're looking for essentially the bells and whistles of what makes your economy work and how you create opportunities for your people. So diplomacy, for the sake of it, is not as important as showcasing the opportunities in your country and how those investors can have the confidence that a private sector man is in charge and will ensure the state of readiness required for them to come in and put their money. And when they put their money, that their money is not only safe, that they can take their profits out and do so on a timely basis. And are you surprised that the president is doing all of this? Yeah, I'm not, because as crude production is going up, we're earning more foreign reserves from the sale of crude. And that's giving more confidence to investors. So the idea is people can bring in their money, and when they are ready, we better be ready with the enabling environment as a full package. And we can
and that's
the key.
Because it is very key, because over the years, we've also seen people who came into the country to invest also leave because of some policies that they felt, didn't quite help them make profits.
Absolutely.
And then, the power problem was also a challenge for
Absolutely.
It's still a challenge for a lot of companies.
Yes.
So how do we ensure, because now there is very ambitious to say by 2030, we're going to have it contribute 30% to our GDP.
Yes.
So, but what do we do from
Well, it is ambitious, but let me tell you why I'm hopeful from what I know. Take a city like Lagos or a state like Lagos. Many companies today who are looking to invest in Lagos and in Ogun State and in many other parts of the country are looking at closeness and location of those gas pipelines, the national gas pipelines. They're looking to power their industry. So, and we have abundance of gas, natural gas. Nigeria is a great place if we continue this sort of leadership. So if you're not looking to invest and you say, I want to build a plant, I want to build an industry, one of the key issues is power. But the power we're talking about now is access to the gas pipeline so you can run your turbines, generate your power to run your business. If you go out there to the trade zone of Lagos State, you see how many of those companies who are in that free zone that are now being connected to the gas pipeline that is moving around the VI and the Ikoyi area and focusing on industries and those who need power to run their business. So I think the opportunity is there. The question is, are we going to stay focused and get the alignment properly? We don't want to come here and we're not ready. This is the time to roll our sleeves and put all of these issues we just talked about, and we're able to, in fact, including workforce. We should be talking about now database of our young men and women. What are they looking for? What are their skill sets? Where do we put them? Who do we recommend them to?
So we're not also focusing on expertise.
That's the point, because we want to empower our people. What he's after is to create jobs and more jobs and economic empowerment for our people. And the impact of insecurity that will bring will be significant. Our people want to stay busy. You keep our people busy, they will have less time to make trouble.
Really a pleasure to have this conversation with you, the former Chief Technical Advisor to Imo State Governor, new Imo Project, and Public Affairs Analyst, Jared Chukwueke. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you very much.